Hi everyone, I'm Terry and I'm nuts about stamping. I'm here today to show you how to make a really beautiful but really easy Christmas card idea with the help of my Big Shot and the Tags and Trimmings bundle. It comes with a stamp set and I'm going to use several images from here. And it also comes with the thinlets, the Trim Your Stocking Thinlets dies. And I'm going to use a couple of these thinlets for my card idea. This bundle is featured on page 15 of our Stampin' Up! Holiday Catalog. All right, so my card base is Whisper White. I've cut it 8.5 by 5.5. I've scored it on the 4 1/4 mark. And to that, I'm going to add a layer of Garden Green. And I'm using Garden Green because it's one of the colors in the Designer Series paper that I'm also going to use on this card. So everything is cut a 1/4 inch smaller so that there's a nice border all the way around. And then I'm going to add a piece of Whisper White on top. Again, it is another 1/4 inch smaller all the way around, like so. And then across the center, I'm going to add a strip of leftover Be Merry Designer Series paper. I used this paper on another recent card idea. You can check that out over on my YouTube channel. And then all the supplies and ingredients are over on my blog. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is take the phrase that says celebrate the season. It's in the Tags and Trimmings stamp set. And I'm going to color it using 2 of my Stampin' Write markers. I'm going to use Cherry Cobbler and Garden Green, trying to pull everything together. And I'm going to stamp it on this tiny piece of Whisper White cardstock. Hopefully I will stamp it straight. So I'm going to color using the Garden Green. And the words celebrate and season, I'm coloring using the Cherry Cobbler. When you color a stamp, use the side of your marker, not the very tip, because you don't want to mash the tip down. Right? And let's see if I can get it straight. Oh yeah, that's good enough. I'm happy with that. I'll clean that in a little bit. All right, and I am going to layer this phrase onto a piece of Garden Green. I love keeping scraps for exactly this purpose, for phrase layers for my cards. Straighten that out, and then I'm going to position this in the center of my card. Now it's almost ready. Let's get some embellishments going. So I have a scrap piece of Whisper White cardstock, and then I've got one of the holly leaves already mounted onto a clear block. It's the larger of the holly leaves. I'm going to ink it with the Garden Green, and I'm going to stamp it down like so. I'm going to bring in my Big Shot. I've got my magnetic platform, my bottom standard cutting pad, and then I've got the stamped cardstock, and then on top of that I'm going to use the die that corresponds with this. Lay that on top, and then I have a scrap piece of Cherry Cobbler cardstock, and I've got this little circle die that's in the same Trim Your Stockings pack. And then I'm going to carefully lay on the top cutting pad, hold it in place, and then run it through the Big Shot. And I can die cut 2 things at one time. Okay, and so there's my holly piece, and there's my berry. And as you can tell, I went ahead before I started the video and I die cut several other pieces so that you wouldn't have to sit and watch me die cut piece by piece by piece by piece. And I'm going to bring those in now. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to adhere 2 holly pieces to the top and 2 of these holly pieces to the bottom, like so. Now this designer series paper is down a little bit, but I still think it'll work out just fine. So I'm going to bring in my snail adhesive, and I'm going to adhere my holly pieces onto my card front. Like so, and then these 2 on the bottom. Just one. And the other. And then I die cut out 3 of these little circles for each holly. Having trouble picking them up. There we go. And I thought it might be fun to add just a little bit of layers of interest. So I brought in my mini Stampin Dimensionals. I have those always nearby. And I'm going to use my mini Stampin Dimensionals, 1 for each berry, to add some height and interest to my card. And there we go. My card is finished. It was really easy just to add the little Stampin' Dimensionals on each one, peel off the tail, flip them over, and then just put them where the 2 holly leaves join together. For a complete listing of everything I used to make this card and a list of all the measurements for the cardstock, please visit my blog, www.nutsaboustamping.com. While on my blog, make sure you subscribe to my free weekly newsletters. Right now, I'm doing a 12 Weeks of Christmas series. I've done 4 cards already, and I've done some gift ideas, and then we'll be moving on to bags and tags. I'm Terry. I'm nuts about stamping. I hope you stamp something beautiful today, too. See you next week. Bye.